Hi, I'm Andrew Armstrong, welcome to the back office. We're going to be playing some Terraria on the Nintendo 3DS. Now this is quite a recent game. In fact, I think you could have got it a little bit sooner on download, digital download, but I've only just managed to get it on cartridge. Just to show you what that's like, you've got your nice little, oops, a bit out of focus there, your nice Terraria cartridge. And that's come in a nice Terraria box. Nice graphics, just like you found on the PC version. So what we'll do, pop that in and let's see what it's like. Now it's going to know that I've just yoinked the cartridge and complain at me. Okay, so it's again published by 505 Games, Relogic. It does use the pen, but you don't really have to use the pen, so we can cover that going through. Sounds great. It's basically the same music from the other versions, or PC versions, really any other version I played. So we'll select here, Lord Pilchard. I'm going to keep the sound off though for now. Single player, choose world, and after a few moments it'll load. Now when you do set up the game and you do need to create a world, that does take a few minutes. The world size does seem a little bit smaller than the PC version, but that's to be expected. So I'm just going to get out of danger's way. You can see I've been playing this a little while, so I have my little village. Apologies for the jump cut. It did take me a while to set this up in a way that I could show you both screens. Bottom screen not quite as good as the top, but probably good enough for you. 3D doesn't do anything in this game, so if you're expecting a 3D extravaganza, you'll be disappointed. So on the top, you've got the traditional layout. You've got your mana in the top right corner, your life in the top left, the object you're currently handling, well, like a weapon in the middle there. Now I can switch from the touch screen on the bottom, so sword, pickaxe, axe, flare gun, you know, all the usual things. You can see them adjusting up there. You've got your little dude who's controlled using the nipply thing, the little D-pad. Sorry, not the D-pad, it is the joystick. If you push gently, you can kind of move the cursor around a little bit. You see that yellow cursor? The yellow cursor. That circular cursor there like that. Then if you push a bit harder, you actually start running. It's not optimal, right, but it does work on time. And then if you use the D-pad, you get this little crosshair. So for example, if I set the pickaxe, I can move the crosshair, and when I push one of these buttons, if I can remember which one it is, okay, Y, it's like a little mouse control. So I'm actually moving the cursor, just like the PC version, of where I want to start swinging my pickaxe. You can use this if you want to, and it does a pretty good job of automatically selecting for you. So I'll just give you an example. I'm going to drop down this cave I've made. I'm just going to start, so I'm pushing it straight to the right. Hang on, what am I doing? There we go. I'm pushing it straight to the right, so you can see the little dude start to dig, and it's automatically clearing blocks so that he can get through the path. So they've got these little patterns that work great. There's another thing you can do though. There's a mode called build, and I don't use it only for build. You can use it for other scenarios too. When you click this at the bottom, you'll see you'll get a zoom screen. And I'm actually going to risk turning this up and messing up everything to show you, because it's so neat. So you've still got the same controls. It's actually mirroring what it's doing on the top. Yeah, but it's like a zoomed in version. But it lets you use the touch screen to select the blocks at a more, oh no, zombies. Uh-oh, hang on. Let me do this with the joystick. Battle, right. So they won't bother us. Ah! Okay, so I've built, what did I build? Hang on. I've got, just bear with me a moment. This is totally unplanned gameplay here. I think I've got a thing that will build word or magic, or what's this? Blocks. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we'll just shove some stone in there to stop them getting me while I show you this. But you can see now the level of control I've got. It's almost as good as a mouse in this mode. You know, I can actually select blocks, and you can select them really far away, which is nice. See, I'm actually starting to mash bits of wall that are several blocks away, and that gives you a great range. So when you start doing building, you know, I want to put this, say, torch somewhere, you know, I can actually just click wherever I want, and that works fine. And I just want to show you the analog of that with the top screen using the D-pad. So if I move the D-pad, again, can you see the little arrow here on the top screen? And then when I push Y, oh no, I ran out of torches to press. Let me, okay, I've got some silver ore. So if I push Y, you can see I'm actually building with the silver ore. Okay, so you've got loads of ways of controlling it. So you've got the joystick, the D-pad, and then the touch screen down below here in this build mode. So while we're on the lower screen, you've got the world map, which is neat. You have to wait a moment for the spinning eyeball to stop spinning. It's building the map dynamically. You can leave that on if you like. It will slowly fill itself out in progressive high levels of detail. See how much of the world you've explored. This is the build mode, as we talked about. This is the inventory screen. When you're inside a building that an NPC can live in, this will turn on, and that allows you to choose who will live in your particular house you're in. This button here allows you to just drop things from your list here to drop them on the floor. In fact, see if I can just hover that and drop that over there, and it'll chuck it on the floor. And then this button here does a quick stack into chests, because as you know in Terraria you'll run out of inventory very quickly. So if we go into the inventory screen, at the top you've got your crafting menu, and then depending whether you're standing in front of a furnace or an anvil and whatnot, you'll get the various options here, what you're carrying at the time, and then what you're wearing at the time. You know, all your various rings and buffs, clothing and vanity items. This just allows you to turn on and off some of these options as well. So you can see that you can see your little man is, you know, the items like the rings and things are going on and off as you're clicking these. Okay. All the usual options from the PC sort of version. Certain options to help you stash things into chests. Again, it can be a bit clunky at times, but it does work. Your range of things you can build are great. I mean, I played Terraria, but I was relatively casual. So if you want to know about advanced things you can build and things like that, you're asking the wrong guy. So what I'm going to do is just clear up this ore I chucked all over the place here. And then, yeah, just to go briefly, I'll show you some map I've made here. Uh-oh. Now I've got something that lets me drag, I've got these claws, bugger. I've got these claws that let me dig into the wall so I can arrest my fall. But what I was going to show you is that I have dug all the way to hell on this map, and that's pretty cool. And just like the regular Terraria, if you go all the way in one direction, you'll probably find some sort of ocean and different terrains and sand. But here's a new one on me. I've never seen this terrain. I didn't see it on the PC version, but I have to admit, it's been probably a couple of years really since I last played it. But ice, I didn't know there was an ice world in Terraria. And very convincing. But I have noticed it does have this dude. If I speak to him here, if you come back here at night time, you do get that big Skeletor kind of guy who comes out and canes you. A water candle. I've not really explored here. I always kind of assumed if I went here without defeating the boss, I would get killed. but I managed to kill myself anyway quite easily. Right, so that's Terraria. Very quick overview on the Nintendo 3DS. If you like Terraria, I think you should grab it. If you have never played Terraria, again, I think you should grab it. It's quite good. It doesn't seem to have the interactive features as games such as Animal Crossing, but I think you do have multiplayer on it. There was some suggestion that it might only be local multiplayer, local network play on it. So I don't know if they're going to release a firmware for that. But yeah, grab it. I think it's about £15 you can get it for. Thanks for watching.